Hey everyone, this is Mal, the topics for today, and I say topics because there are two. Yes, we will learn two topics, somewhat confusing at first, but I will explain in the simplest way. So, first we will see the present perfect, its functions, its structures, and we will see many examples of it. So, let's start. Present perfect. The present perfect is used to indicate a link between the present and the past. The time in which the action takes place is prior to the present but not specific, and often a greater interest falls on the result than on the action itself. Functions of the present perfect. The present perfect has 5 main functions. When the action started in the past and continues in the present. Example: I have lived in this house for 10 years and I like it. The time carrying out the action has it ended. Example: he has gone to the gym every day. When the action is constantly repeated in an indeterminate time between the past and the present. Example: I have traveled to Santa Cruz several times on vacation. When the action recently concluded for this use of just. Example: I have just finished reading a novel that my friend recommended to me. And the time when the action was performed is not relevant. Example: I have played ball with my dog. Structure of the present perfect. To form the present perfect in the affirmative form, we need to follow this structure: subject, auxiliary verb to have, main verb in past participle, and complement. Example: she has studied Spanish for 3 years. The structure of the negative form is subject, auxiliary verb to have, denial word, main verb in past participle, and complement. Example: we have not decided where to go on vacation yet. The structure of the interrogative form is auxiliary verb to have, subject, main verb in past participle, complement, and question mark. Example: have we seen that movie before? The use of adverbs. It's important to know that some adverbs of time usually accompany the present perfect to emphasize the moment in which the action happened. Some of them are the ones that appear in the slide. Examples: I have always wanted to travel to Mexico but have never had the opportunity. My friend just finished reading her argumentative language essay. We have studied for this exam for weeks and finally feel confident. He has lived in the city of Santa Cruz for 14 years, but sometimes he still feels like a newcomer. I haven't seen my grandmother in a long time, but I've been calling her regularly. Have you ever experienced a natural disaster like a hurricane or earthquake? I have practiced swimming for a year and I still have not learned to swim. The neighbors have renovated their house for months and it's starting to look amazing. We have never tried this restaurant before but have heard great things about it. Have you ever traveled to the Salar de Uyuni in the rainy season? I have learned to cook new dishes and it has been a fun challenge. They haven't finished making their videos yet, but they are almost done. My parents have traveled to Spain before I was born. My cousin has saved money for a long time and now she can finally afford to buy a new car. How many times have you watched Super Mario Bros. Since it came out? The team has trained here for the upcoming tournament and they are determined to win. Well, after seeing the present perfect, now we will see the present perfect progressive. It's something similar to the present perfect, but some things change. Let's see. Present perfect continuous. Before starting with the structure, we need to know the functions of the present perfect continuous. Functions of the present perfect continuous. When we can use the present perfect continuous, we can use the present perfect continuous when the actions started in the past and continue in the present. Example: I have been studying all week for tomorrow's exam. When the actions that began and ended in the past but what results continue in the present. Example: my dad has been painting the wall in the morning. When the time and action took. Example: she's been waiting all afternoon to get into the concert. When the action on the result. Example: I have been making my English videos. For and since. These two elements help to form the complements of sentences in this verb tense. For example, for is a preposition that helps to refer to the period of time of an action. And since it's an adverb that helps to refer to the exact time the action began. Structure of the present perfect continuous. In the affirmative form, the structure is subject, auxiliary verb to have, been, verb in ing gerund, and complement. Example: she's been washing the dishes for an hour. In the negative form, the structure is subject, auxiliary verb to have, Daniel word, been, verb in ing gerund, and complement. Example: they haven't been fighting since last week. In the interrogative form, the structure is auxiliary verb to have, subject, been, verb in ing gerund, complement, and question mark. Example: have you been growing your garden lately? For the open questions, we need to use the VH question, auxiliary verb to have, subject, been, verb in ing gerund, complement, and question mark. Example: why have you been sleeping so much lately? Examples: she hasn't been working at the bank for a long time. Have you been practicing the piano every day? They have been traveling through South America for a month to see different countries. Nicholas has not been exercising regularly as he should. Has she been learning how to edit videos lately? Have the girls been practicing for their upcoming performances? The tulips have been blooming beautifully in the garden. The weather hasn't been cooperating to go out with my friends in the afternoon. The actors have been rehearsing their lines for the play for weeks. Fireflies have not been glowing in the dark. The baby has been sleeping peacefully for the last 3 hours. Lately, we haven't been embroidering any new designs. Has Olivia been having any problems with her new phone? My friend has been working as an intern nurse at the hospital. I have not been using my bike for fear of reckless drivers. Has your mom been feeling better since she started taking the medicine? The children have been playing outside all afternoon. She has been holding the beauty of the sunset for the past hour. And that was all for today's video. I hope you have managed to understand the two topics, present perfect and present perfect progressive, and can use them correctly. See you soon in the next video. Bye!
É que hoje vai ter festinha aqui dentro do meu barraco. Vou te arrastar pro beco, vai ser sequência de vapo, vai ser sequência de vapo.